What is going on, guys? Today we are back with another tips and tricks video for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the difference between the recoil patterns in Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War and how they're different. So the main difference between the new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and the old Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I'm going to show you this in a custom game in a minute, is that in Black Ops Cold War, most of the guns have this interesting bow-shaped recoil pattern that I like to call it, where it kicks out to the left or the right at the beginning of the first 5 or 10 shots, goes up a little bit, and then kicks back in the other direction. The difference here is that in Modern Warfare, we used to have kind of a steady kick up and then to the left or right at the end, maybe the last 5 to 10 shots. The hard part here is that with Black Ops Cold War, it's much harder to control a bow-shaped recoil pattern on your own without attachments because it's harder to predict. And it's much easier just to pull down on your right thumbstick down a little bit to control vertical recoil. So we're going to get into that, the importance between, the horizontal recoil attachment versus the vertical ones, and how it all looks. So let's get right into it. So how I always do recoil patterns in all my videos is I go to this spot on Hangar, or not Hangar, but the map of the plane. I think it's called like Takeoff or something like that. And I use the left direction on the D-pad to mark a spot on this roll 15 meters away. I always aim down at the bottom portion of this arrow right here. And without doing anything, I just aim in and pull the trigger down. So I'm showing you the XM4 first because this is kind of what we're used to in Call of Duty. It's like a typical recoil pattern, straight up and then into a direction. What I mean by it's easier to control is if I just move my left stick slightly down, we're able to stay on target much easier. I flicked it a little bit, but you can see the point. Whereas whenever I look at the next gun, which I'm going to do right now. Alright, so the AK47 is a good example of a gun that has this bow-shaped recoil. It's a lot of horizontal recoil. So right here, 15 meters away, you can see it kicks left and then comes to a point and then kicks back to the right. This is going to be very hard to predict. In doing so right here,
head for target location.
I'm 15 meters away and I'm going to try and control this recoil. Not bad, I got a good cluster here, but it sways left to right, and that's the portion I can't control. All these bullets right here would be missed shots if you're 25, 30, 35 meters away. So we're going to add some attachments and control that horizontal recoil. So the only two attachments we added, which are going to be the muzzle brake, because it adds your 4% recoil control on the vertical, but it doesn't, hurt the horizontal. I don't like these attachments that much. It depends on the gun. For example, like the XM4 or something that just shoots straight up, I'm fine with using these attachments here because it's a percentage. So, it has almost zero horizontal recoil. Worsening 0 by 10% is, well, 0. Whereas here, where we have like a lot more horizontal recoil, worsening that by 10% is going to be a lot more. And then on the underbarrel, we're using the Spetsnaz grip, same thing. It's going to be plus 6% vertical, plus 20% horizontal, and let's see how that's going to play out. Alright, so we're back in game with the two attachments on the AK47 that I showed you before. We're 15 meters out, and it doesn't move. I don't have to do anything to control this, actually, at this point. But the reason why it's like that is because we got rid of the horizontal recoil, and then we added another attachment that helps the vertical recoil. And here, I'm not doing anything. Again, it's right on target again. So that's the main difference in Black Ops Cold War versus Modern Warfare, is those horizontal recoil attachments are going to be a lot more important in Black Ops Cold War than they were in Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare, people just slapped on the Commando foregrip, which controlled like the bounce from left to right as it was going up, and it kind of helped that little curve at the very end a little bit. But Not by a long shot. So my recommendation for you is I would know the recoil pattern on your base weapon, add a couple of attachments on, and then test out the new recoil pattern after you've done this. And like I said, I showed you how to do it. I would focus on the attachments that do horizontal recoil control. If it's a gun that has that bow shape, but something like the XM4, you can probably ignore horizontal recoil control altogether and just focus on the vertical recoil control. I hope you guys learned something today in this kind of short little video. If you did, please leave it a like. And if you want to stay ahead of the competition and get tips and tricks like this weekly, I would subscribe to my channel. As always, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.